Here we go. Hey everyone, it's Warriors NRL Fanatics here. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. And tonight I'm going to preview the clash with a special guest, actually, in the South Sydney Rabbitohs fan, CJ Moxley. He's actually been on the channel before, actually. It was last year I had him on the channel, but it's been a while since I've had him on. And yeah, we're going to preview this week's game on Friday night. Actually, it's going to be a real, very good game. Actually, I can't wait for it. South Sydney Rabbitohs taking on the New Zealand Warriors down there at Go Media Stadium, Mount Smart Stadium in Auckland, New Zealand. CJ Moxley, it's great to have you back on the channel tonight, and yeah, it's great to see you, and hope you're doing well.
Yeah, good to be back on the channel. Warriors NRL Fanatics has been a long time between drinks, but we're back. Yeah, big game at Mount Smart Stadium on a Friday night, and yeah, I'm doing well besides last week's result. But yeah, and how are you going?
Yeah, I'm doing great, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to this game this week. Obviously, the Warriors had a very good win against the Dragons down there in Wollongong last week. Obviously, the Dragons aren't doing too great, so just winning that game, it was really much what we needed to do. Beat the team that's bottom of the ladder. We did that. We did the job. So now we've got you guys this week, and you guys are coming off that loss over the Cowboys, which no doubt about it, you would be disappointed with that performance for your boys.
Yeah, it definitely came as a shock. I was expecting a challenge, but we just got turned over like turnstiles. So it was tough to take, especially being there live at a core where we don't usually get flogged like that down there. But I guess it's just a part to just regroup and learn from it.
Yeah, and before we get into the preview, I'm going to ask CJ some questions in regards to the season as well. But we'll just say hello to everyone in the chat here. The cloth stuffs this evening, fellas. We've got Cody Games PlayStation as well. He's another South Sydney Rabbitohs supporter, so all the best to him as well this week. We've got Jacko here in the chat. Hello of you to the channel as well. So good to see everyone in the chat, and hope you're all doing well. Don't forget, like this live stream if you haven't done so already. Make sure you click the thumbs up on the live stream. Share the stream around. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. But also, this week there's Beanie for Brain Cancer around as well. It's the Mark Hughes Foundation. So I've got my beanie on tonight. So if you guys are wondering what the beanie's about, Mark Hughes Foundation, Beanies for Brain Cancer. So if you haven't got your beanie, make sure you go and order one as well, which goes to a great foundation there. So, yeah, CJ, look, regards to South Sydney Rabbitohs this season, what are your thoughts on how your boys have been going? Are they delivered on your expectations, or is there some results where lately, obviously, they've been a little bit of a up and down trajectory at the moment? But what are your thoughts on the season so far for your Rabbitohs?
Pretty mixed, to be honest. I think for the most part, it's been good. The first 10 weeks were probably where we're at our best, but ever since probably I'd go to Indigenous round, it just feels like we've gone off a bit of a cliff. Our defence went from one of the best in the comp to one of the worst, averaging about 28 points a game, which you don't want to be doing that against a team like the Warriors this year especially. But yeah, I think our season's been good. We're in the top 4 for just about all the season, but the competition is so close where one game gets you outside the top 4 and fighting for a spot in the 8. So to sum it up, I've been happy with our season, but I think there's a lot more we could do to be better in terms of where we're at right now.
Yeah, and look, I thought like at the start of the season, you guys were going pretty well, and you were in the top 4 for quite some time. Obviously, a lot of people were talking about South Sydney Rabbitohs as a potential premiership threat to the current premiers and the Panthers, who are sitting pretty nicely at the moment, top of the ladder. So, look, I mean, I think it's still a fair bit of way to go, and I don't think the Bunnies are completely out of the premiership race. despite your lack of form lately. And even though you guys lost to the Cowboys last week, I'm expecting a real tough game this week because South Sydney generally, I think, have done pretty well over the Warriors in the past. So I think it's going to be a real difficult game for you guys, for our guys this week against you guys. So.
Yeah, it'll be tough on both ends, I think. Sold out Mount Smart. Doesn't get any easier.
Yeah, that's right. So, we'll get into the preview now. That's what we're here for. So, CJ, as you are the guest, and you guys the away side this week. I'll let you go through the South Sydney Rabbitohs team.
Yeah, no worries. So the fullback is Blake Taff. On the wing, Alex Johnson with Richie Kenner. Our centres are Isaiah Tass and Campbell Graham. The halves pairing of 5'8" Cody Walker, halfback Lachlan Ilias. Our prop is Junior Totola. Our hooker, Damien Cook. The number 10 jersey, Hame Saleh. Number 11, Keon Kalawa Matangi. Number 12, Michael Cheekham. Lock and captain, Cameron Murray. Our interchange bench is 14, Saliva Havili. Jersey 15, Shaquay Mitchell. Jersey 16, Davey Mawali. And jersey 17, Thomas Burgess. That is our 1 to 17 lineup against the Warriors.
Yep. So for the Warriors now, so we've got fullback there and Chance Nickel Klook started CNK. Dylan Watinza-Lesniak coming off great form last week, scoring 4 tries against the Dragons. He's in excellent form this year, actually, probably one of the most improved players this season for us. We've got Rocco Berry in the centres there with Adam Pompey, Marcelo Montoya on the other wing. The halves remain in Luke Metcalf and Sean Johnson halfback. Sean Johnson's been in excellent form this season. Adam Fanua-Blake, the prop, Wade Egan hooker, Bunty Afar, the prop, and the second row of Jackson Ford. And coming into the side this week for the suspended Marata Niokore is Josh Curran in the second row with Locke Tohu Harris in the captain. So the bench reads Dylan Walker, Mitchell Barnett returns to the side this week off the bench, Bailey Serenin and Tom Ale. Our reserves, Fried Lussick, Braden Williami, Ronald Volkman, Kalani Going, and Zion Maru. So that's the Warriors side. So what are your overall thoughts on the South Sydney Rabbitohs team that they've named this week? Any shock or surprises for you in terms of selections, or was it as expected?
Any shockers? I think I expected this team to be named for the most part, but one thing I am kind of shocked about was Richie Kenner keeping his spot. I would have thought for all money that young Tyrone Munro would have come in and debuted. Obviously, that's still a good chance to happen, but at this stage, I'm not too sure. I like the side, but there is a few things that I would have personally changed around.
Yep, yeah. And just going through the comments here, so we'll go through some comments. So the Clove Star saying, I had the Bunnies premiership favourites to start of the year personally. I can't stand Latrell, but boy, he is a massive loss for you guys. So, Latrell Mitchell for you guys. Still no Latrell Mitchell. So, what is the go there with Latrell at the moment? Obviously, he's nursing a bit of an injury, and he missed Origin. So, what's the go there?
Well, Latrell Mitchell was at training today.
Yep.
By the looks of it, so he's recovering a bit. He was meant to return for this game, but obviously. Well, I don't know 100% what's happened. I don't know if he's re-aggravated or if he just needs more time, but he's out for another 3 weeks. So, yeah, you can definitely tell that Latrell Mitchell's a big loss, as we saw last week. I just think that he's not 100%, and JD doesn't want to risk him, especially heading into this part of the season.
Yeah, and I got a comment here from Cody Games PlayStation. He's saying that the Warriors have been a bogey team to the Rabbitohs. Warriors have not beaten the Rabbitohs in New Zealand since 2012, which is really interesting and exciting for the game, though. So,
yeah, look, bogey teams are a thing, but I don't think it really matters at this stage.
Yeah. Personally, I don't believe in all of that. So, but it's an interesting one there. So, just a question here, actually, from the close stuff. He wants from you, CJ. He's asking, what does JD see in Kenner? That guy is just not up to standard. Well, what are your thoughts on Kenner?
Well, we have 3 wingers that we could pair with Alex Johnson at this stage. You got Tane Milne, Richie Kenner, and Isaac Thompson. Now, Isaac Thompson's out for the season. To my knowledge anyway, I think. I swear I saw him play last week in Cup. But I personally would have Tane Milne back in the side.
Yeah.
Richie Kenner, I think his attack is fine when he's close to the line, but his defense is dreadful. And that's where I think that's what the Warriors are going to do. They're going to attack that right side of the field. And that's where we leak out points. We're averaging about, 28 points, and 16 to 18 points comes from that side of the field. So, yeah, I don't know. I think he's a good player, but there's more options there. And example, Tyron Munro on debut. That's what I would have done.
Yeah. So just like looking at your guys' side from my point of view, I think overall, I think it was a team that probably maybe I didn't expect any changes whatsoever. So, which is no shock there with the team you named, and obviously still you got no Latrell Mitchell, which is still a bit of a blow for you guys because when Latrell's playing, you guys tend to do a lot better than what you show. So, I mean, I think South's been doing all right without Latrell, but Latrell's still a big blow in itself. So, what are your thoughts on the Warriors side? Actually, what are your thoughts on their team that they've named, and what are your thoughts on their season so far?
Yeah, the Warriors team that they've named today, I think is good. Mitchell Barnett being the big inclusion, I think that's going to be a big impact off the bench. Yeah, I like the Warriors team from a unbiased perspective. I think, that's the team that's been doing it for years this year. So, I don't think there was really any need to change it around. And for the Warriors season, I said in the season preview before preseason, I said I think the Warriors can genuinely be a finals team, but I didn't see top 4 contenders. I didn't see that, and I'm shocked. I think the Warriors, Andrew Webster has turned that whole club mentality around, and the Warriors are just competing. They go for the whole 80, and it's good to see. The Warriors season, massive success so far, and I think they deserve it after everything the last couple of years. So, in summary, I just think I didn't see it coming, but it's also pretty cool to see.
Yeah, and obviously, like myself as a fan, you're generally going with a bit of hope. But this year, like in terms of expectations, like I didn't really have, my expectations weren't as high. I thought this year was going to be a bit of a rebuilding year, and just stay away from the bottom 4. But now we're contending for like a top 4 spot over the next 4 weeks. So, which is crazy to even say that, but Webb's done a great job in turning this team around to where they are now. So, even when we've won games, Webster doesn't get, too far ahead of himself. He always looks to the next game, which is great. That's a mentality
they're hitting great form. They're improving, and you can chuck the likes of Sean Johnson in there, Darlin Wateni-Zalesniak, just those sort of players that the Warriors have. Andrew Webster has come in and turned those players around, which is fantastic to see. You're bringing in more rookies, I've noticed this year. So the Warriors are blooding some of the youth players, and I think also some of the signings made this year. At the start, I was a bit iffy on them, but now, they're coming great.
Yeah, and just reading a comment here from the close staff is talking about Milne. I like Milne, but he gets way too hot-headed. I'm worried about Walker and the likes of Campbell Graham as well. So, I will get into that soon in regards to key players and matchups. But just going through another comment here. So the Ghost Slayer saying, with our Rocco Berry's improving, I wonder what's going to happen when Kossi returns from injury. So, that's going to be interesting because Kossi's been playing New South Wales Cup lately. So it'll be interesting to see whether he gets selected over the next couple of weeks. But, the players that are doing the job at the moment, you can't really drop them. You can't drop them at the moment. And Tamari Martin is set to come back soon, which will be, personally, I still think he'll get back in ahead of Luke Metcalf. I know Luke Metcalf's done a pretty good job. He's done all right, but I think they'll, bring back Luke Metcalf, bring back Tamari Martin in for Luke Metcalf when he gets fully fit. So, so anyway, so looking into the key matchups. So what are you looking out for, like, in terms of a key matchup for this game, like on the field? What are you most excited to see?
Key matchup. it's probably left field, but I think Damien Cook and Wade Egan could be a good
Yeah,
matchup, especially if Damien Cook decides to run the ball a bit more. And Wade Egan, well, I think he's one of those players that you can chuck in that improved circle under Webster. That's going to be an interesting battle. I think Cody Walker versus Luke Metcalf, a bit of experience versus a young blood who's doing good, will be interesting. Blake Taff and Chance will be pretty fun to watch. The forward pack battle, I think, will be hot, intense. It's there's a lot of great key matchups around the field, but the one that I've put my eye on is now. I don't know if they're going to be on the same side. It's Alex Johnson and Dallin Watani-Zelezniak. Now, if they are on the same side, that is going to be a great matchup. Both players are known for their try scoring, so it'll be interesting to see how they can fend each other off in defence, and maybe it'll be a try battle who gets some more tries.
Yeah, and I was just looking at it, like you've got Sean Johnson there, experienced player up against young Lachlan Ilias, who's obviously you're looking at on experience. I think Sean's definitely got the edge, massive edge, of course, but Lachlan Ilias, on his day, he can be a very good young player to watch out for. So I think Sean Johnson, obviously, he's been in great form for us this year, and he's really turned around his career. I think personally, because there were some doubts for sure last year and the previous years, but he's been playing some good footy. So you expect Sean Johnson to with his kicking game, to play
SJ at Mount Smart. I'm worried about that because he goes to a new level at Mount Smart.
Yeah, and Mount Smart will be sold out for those of you who probably are living in Cloud 9.
But an incredible atmosphere on Friday night.
Sold out. Like it was sold out a week before the team was announced. So it doesn't usually happen. But
I was considering making the cross across the ditch, but it got sold out within the first day of tickets. So
yeah, for sure. Like it's awesome. I can't. I'd love to be there to actually, watch it live, but I'll be watching it from here. But, it's going to be awesome to see. Like the crowd will be nuts. It'll be a great atmosphere for the players as well.
I can only imagine. But the crowd in New Zealand is usually pretty wild. So, I'll be looking forward to that. And South's got a good base over in New Zealand, and so do the Warriors. So I think, it'll be a fair few on both sides there.
Yeah, so I'm also looking at the forward pack as well. The forward pack's pretty, impressive as well. The Warriors forward pack's been pretty rock solid this year. We've got Cameron Murray against Harris, which is a very good battle there between the two locks, two very consistent players, two captains as well. Cameron Murray, who for me as a non-Warriors player, is one of my favourite players to watch. I love Cameron Murray. He's a workhorse, and Harris as well. He's very underrated. Gets the job done on the field.
He does all the big stuff that I don't think he gets enough credit for, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see how Josh Curran goes as well in position for Marata Niokora. I think Marata Niokora is, he's been good, but I wouldn't say it's a massive blow. I mean, you've got Josh Curran coming in there, and Josh Curran can do the job. So.
Well, it's good cover when you've got someone like Josh Curran coming in.
Yeah, it is. Like, I mean, if you bring in some players that we've had, like, from our squad, it's really we're not doing too bad in terms of our depth. So
it's like next man up. So that's what a good team needs. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly right. You've got Keon Koloamatangi, I think, is a bit of a dangerous player to look out for the Warriors as well. And
I think he's in one career best form at the moment.
Yeah, Cody Walker, Cody Walker, if you can frustrate, and obviously, he's gonna, get a little bit, animated.
Last week is an example of that.
Yeah, so Luke Metcalf, you got Luke Metcalf there, Johnson, like this. I mean, the Warriors players pretty much, you can name pretty much half those players as key players for the side as well. So, for you guys, what do you reckon? Like key players for you guys, like, to get the job done on Friday night? What do you reckon? Who needs to stand up the most from your side?
I think it's think it's pretty basic for me to answer.
Yep.
A key player, I think it has to be Cody Walker. He's the 5'8". And I know he's not the halfback, but he also manages the game. He's the one that sets up most of our tries. He sets up our points. He sets up basically most of our attacking plays. So Cody Walker last week was pretty disappointing. He just needs to get back into that, form that he was earlier in the year, keeping his head cool and, just focus on setting up our, attack. And I think we'll win the game off Cody. If we want to win the game, we'll have to win it off someone like Cody Walker.
Yeah, and just going through the chat, see the Clove stuff is saying Corey's big ball runner with physical preferences and Curran will bring a different dynamic. I agree. I mean, Neo Corey's been pretty good for us, but
you need that sort of mongrel in the side. So
yeah,
I think it is a blow, but having Curran there helps.
Yeah, and speaking of Mitchell Barnett, he's talking about Mitchell Barnett here.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's right. Yeah, I think, Barnett, he's back. It's good to see him back. So,
yeah, it is for sure. But anyway, so the referee for this game is Ashley Klein. Any thoughts on that?
Personally, I don't like him.
Yeah.
The only thing that concerns me, and I'm not saying that he's going to get all the calls the Warriors. Well, I'm not saying that at all.
Yeah.
Grant Atkins is in that refereeing thing. Well, Fanatics, you know me personally. You know how I feel about Grant Atkins. Yeah, I'm never confident going into a game against him ever.
Yeah, and just looking at the betting prices for sports bet. So we got the Warriors $1.79 favourites. The Bunnies are $2.07. So, what are your thoughts on those odds? So,
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
South's been in a bit of a form slump lately. The Warriors are in top form. It's Mount Smart. It's sold out. New Zealand on Friday night. It's tough to go against the Warriors if you're a betting man. So I think the odds are fair enough. And, yeah, the odds are close because it should be a close game. So, yeah, it's absolutely fair enough.
Yep, and the club stuff's saying something about Grant Atkins here, so he's not a real fan of him, so which is fair enough. I'm not too. Yeah, I'm not too big of a fan of him anyway. So yeah, well, just looking into the stats here. So just get up the banner. Give me a sec. Sorry, guys. There we are. There we go. So 23 stats plus head to head. So we got head to head since 1998. So played 37 times. Souths have won 20. The Warriors won 17. Now the previous meetings obviously was a different Warriors team last year, wasn't? Yeah. Obviously, we were in great form back then, and had some coaching dramas as well, and all sorts. But the Rabbitohs won 48-10 over the Warriors in 2022. Then the 14th of May, the Rabbitohs won 32-30. That was a little bit. That game
drove me nuts.
That game was crazy. I mean, that was Magic Round last year.
I remember that. Yeah.
That game was wet and it was pissing down with rain, and I was at Suncorp for that game, and yeah, we weren't great in the first half. But the second half, boy, we're trying to make a bit of a game out of it, but obviously you guys just hanged on there to win. But yeah, what are your thoughts on the general head to heads against Warriors and Bunnies?
Yeah, I know probably majority of the stats point towards us, but it's been like that with us against the Eels and the Cowboys, and they managed to flog us. So I don't think head-to-head is everything. It favours us, but look, I don't think it determines the outcome of the result whatsoever.
Yep. So just popping in and having a look at comments. So Daniel Bate, how's it going, Daniel Bate from the UK? It's good to see you again. It's been a long time since seeing you on the channel watching the videos, but it's good to see you. I'm doing well, and I hope you're doing well over there in the UK, Daniel Bate. So it's good to see him in the chat there. But yeah, so those are the stats. So looking into the other stats here, so we've got the form guide. So Warriors are currently 4 from 5. So 4 wins from 5 games. The Rabbitohs are 1 from 5. Yeah, 1 from 5. Yeah, which
dreadful, mate.
Yeah, which is a bit of a surprise in itself to me. But what are your thoughts on that?
Very disappointing from us, considering we were top of the ladder not even a month ago, and now we're fighting for a spot in the 8. So something needs to change, and something needs to change quick. If there's a game we want to turn around, it's obviously this Friday, but I don't think it's panic stations yet for us. We still have time to turn it around. The Warriors, on the other hand, they're in top form, and good on them. They've deserved to get to this point in their season.
Yep. So we've got points scored here. The Rabbitohs are scoring 388. Points conceded. Now this is not great. 314. 314 points conceded. Yeah.
Mate, most of those points have come off the last 6 weeks. That's what's so infuriating about it.
Yeah, and average points scored got 24 for the Bunnies here, and average points conceded 19. Win record there at Mount Smart Stadium, so the Bunnies 50%, 8 from 16. It's not too bad. It's not too bad.
It'd be better than most teams, but
yeah. But yeah, so those are just the general stats there. So we'll look into the actual prediction now for the game. Overall thoughts. What do you reckon, CJ? Friday night. Do you think your boys can go over to New Zealand and upset the Warriors at home over New Zealand away from home, or do you think it's going to be a bit of a a tough ask? Well, what do you reckon?
Yeah, look, I'm not going to lie to you, fanatics. I'm not confident whatsoever. I am nervous, but I did promise I back my boys every week and don't go against them. So I am going to tip South Sydney, especially in a crucial game like this. I have to. It'll be close. Rabbitohs by 4. Let's go 22-18. A bit of a points in it. And my first try scorer will be, let's just go Alex Johnson. Something simple like that.
Yep. So just going through some of the comments here before I get into my predictions. So we've got Ghost Slayer saying here, also got to remember the Bunnies are not coming good near the end of the season, making sure they're in the 8 without Latrell, although I don't know how they'll go. So, yeah, interesting comment there. Yeah. Usually, you guys at the time you run pretty well and over the past few years. And Jason Dimitri's done a very good job with your side, actually. I think you guys
Absolutely.
made the top 4 in his first year. I think it was the grand final that
prelim final, yeah.
Prelim final, yeah, close. You were very close, the last couple of years.
I've been happy with his tenure here, and he's just re-signed on a 3-year deal, so I'm happy about that.
Yep, yeah, and Jacko starts saying, are the Bunnies going to wet, windy weather? Is that the case, Jacko? Is it going to be a wet, windy?
Trying to figure out the last time we played in wet, windy weather. I know we've smashed a couple sides in wet, windy weather the last year, but this is a different team, mate. It's a whole new team.
Yeah, so I know. From my point of view, is I feel like this is a game where, we probably should be able to win. But I think obviously South, you can't say that they won't, come into this one, wanting to bounce back. And I think it'll be close. I really do think it'll be a close game. I can't see us. Well, we could, we definitely could blow the Bunnies away. There's a good chance of it. But
I'm mentally preparing for it. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I think South, will be up for this. I think they'll really be up for this game. So, look, overall, I got to say and be confident with my boys and back them all the way. So, yeah, I'm going to say Warriors to win. I'll go 26-20. 26-20 in a very close-ish game. I think plenty of points will be scored. But
looks like it'll be raining in New Zealand on Friday, so that's a very interesting add to the game.
Yeah, well, if it's raining, it could be 16-12 sort of scoreline, or 16-14 or something like that. But like I think if it's dry and not too cold or wet, I think maybe 26-20 scoreline. But yeah, what do you reckon? What's your score prediction for the game? Obviously going bunnies. What is your anytime try scorers as well?
22-18. I'll give you Alex Johnston. He's due. Keon Kalomatangi. I back him every week, and I'll go. Let's go with Cody Walker. Just to name a few. It'll be interesting. There'll be some points in this, I think.
Yeah, and on just reading that comment there, actually, regards to the last time we played a very wet game was against the Roosters, and we couldn't score a point in that game. We really struggled with our attack. So, maybe South will be hoping that's the case. They'll be hoping for a wet weather game.
I'll be hoping it's the case, but this Warriors team is different to many that we've burst over the few years. So, this is not an easy game. This is a game where this could be a make or break game for our season. It really could be.
Yeah, and I think, it'll definitely be for you guys. And I think for us, it's, if we win this game, it's more of a statement. Yeah.
You're in the top 3, mate. Like, it's incredible.
Yeah, well, we will be. So, we've got Parramatta coming up and got the Sharks and the Raiders. So
that's a good run of tests, Pat.
Yeah. Some tough games coming up, especially Parramatta way. So if we can get a win here, it will just set us up for a push for that top 4 spot. So I think this game here will show, if we win it, we're top 4 contenders. If we beat you guys home. I dare say it.
I don't know if I should say it on live stream. It's nothing bad. It's just a bold call.
Yeah, no worries.
I don't know if I'm prepared to say it, but I will. I believe the news, and I said it earlier because I was speaking to my mum about it. I believe the New Zealand Warriors can win the premiership this year.
Wow, yeah.
I think there's a few more things that need to go right for them to genuinely be in that position.
Yep.
And I don't want to jinx anything, but I look at that Warriors team and it reminds me a lot about a few other teams in the past. I think you can be there on grand final day.
Yeah, well, like I said, I think personally, like if we make the top 4, you put yourself in the picture to win the premiership. And the clock saying that stuff
because it could be a jinx. So sorry to the Warriors fans. If something happens in the finals, you can put me on Auckland Tower and stick my head on it. But no, I do think you guys can be there on the day.
Yep, yeah, as everyone's saying, the Warriors fans are getting a little bit Jacko and close to saying against us. Yeah, I mean, like, I want to take it one game at a time. So I don't want
to. And
I don't want to think too far ahead.
That's the sort of mindset a team like the Warriors should have, and it's a good mindset to have.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think we've got to take it one game at a time, and the mentality's got to be the same. Like, keep focused. And, the season is long. Like, there's still we're still a couple rounds to go, weeks to go.
Yeah, nine more games.
Nine more games. Nine more games. It's not as much
Warriors
as
have
you think.
Another bye or 2.
Yeah, we've got one more bye before. After I think it's after the Raiders game, if I'm correct there. I think it's after the Raiders game there. But yeah, so anyways, like I said there, I've got to say Warriors to win 26-20, and anytime try scorers, I go Dallin. Yeah, Dallin with Tings and Lesney. He's been on fire lately.
Dallin has been incredible the last few weeks.
He's been incredible. So I've got him to score try again in this one. I'm actually going to go with Sean Johnson to score. Yeah, Sean Johnson scored a try.
He'll score. He will score. As a South fan, I know he'll score at Mount Smart. I just know it.
And I think for you guys, I'll probably say maybe Campbell Graham. Campbell Graham. I think he's due for a try. Alex Johnston, who seems to find a knack for tries as well. So, he's
for the Warriors, I'll go bold here, or kind of bold. I think Fadil Blake might crash over. And I think Rocco Berry, because our defense on that side is dreadful.
Yeah, and Rocco Berry, he is a young player, and a lot of Warriors fans
Good
are
kid.
they're very divided on Rocco Berry. There's a lot of people
Don't
that
know
aren't
why.
fans
He's
of
a
him.
good. I like
Yeah,
him.
like I know people have seen like his past games. People judge it off the past few years, but he hasn't really played a lot of footy for us, and he's come from a rugby union sort of background, and he's had some injuries as well. And I think when he's been in the side over the past couple of weeks, I think he's done a pretty solid job. And I don't know, people beg. When I put Rocco Berry in a predicted team, people say, "Oh, why do you have him in there? He should be in there."
Look, it's just up to the silence the critics. So I like him personally, but hopefully we can shut him down on Friday, just quietly.
Yeah, and just go through some more comments before we end the preview here. So the Clive stuff saying here, Webby's mindset is just taking it a week at a time. It's perfect. Think that way. Yeah, exactly right. The Clive stuff.
The mindset you got.
That's what I like about the, Andrew Webster. What he's and look, I did a video today. Go and check that out where I actually gave my thoughts on whether I reckon he should be the Dalian Coach of the Year. So, yeah, go and check that out anyways. But Daniel Baker is saying here that Adam Fanua-Blake is quality, isn't he? I noticed him at Manly a while back, and one of the best forwards in the comp right now. Daniel Baker, absolutely. Adam Fanua-Blake's in great form, probably career best form. Top 3 props in the game easily right now. If you looked at the forwards, people have Payne Haas up there. You got Adam Fanua-Blake up there. No doubt about it. He is one of the best forwards in the game. He's right up there.
Can't deny it.
Yeah, and just go Daniel Bates saying great to see Webster doing well over there. He was a good player here in the UK and now doing great at coaching. So, yeah, well, I didn't know. I didn't even know he was played over in the UK. Actually, that's really interesting. So close stuff saying Rocky needs to stay healthy. Absolutely right. And Jacko's saying COVID hampered Berry's progress, but he's a quality player. And close stuff. All right, Berry big time. And we'll just go through the last comment here. I think Webby already has his Coach of the Year. On the outcome is for us. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think he is Coach of the Year so far, but I think we'll look down back in about in 10 weeks' time, eh? Be interesting.
And same with Toho as look forward, but because he's barely spoken about. Yeah, Harris, you can see, has been a lot better too this year as well. So it's all down to coaching. For me, it's down to coaching. The players are confident in what Webby's doing. So yeah, I do agree. Daniel Bates saying, Kingston Rovers, Wakefield more, I think. Oh, interesting.
Jeez.
Very interesting. Andrew Webster played for.
Our coach played at Wakefield too.
Webby doing better than Serrato, that's for sure.
100%. And I feel like I should bring this up. The whole hype was around Serrato. There was no talk of Webster whatsoever.
Yeah.
And there still kind of isn't in a way, but Webster has definitely been that better package deal.
Oh, he is. Yeah.
Like miles.
Sure. He has to be like, a lot of people talking about Cameron Serrato and going to the Bulldogs, and the Bulldogs with the squad they got. So yeah, look, I think Webster's been the better out of the Penrith coaches that have done well this year. He's no doubt done a great job. But anyway, so I think we'll wrap it up there. Now that is it. So CJ Moxley, thanks for coming on the channel. I really do appreciate you coming on and giving up your time and previewing this game for the South Sydney Rabbitohs against the Warriors. And yeah, may the best team win and all the best Friday night. And thanks for coming on and really do appreciate it.
No worries at all, mate. Anytime you want me on the channel, you can just always message me and I'll be happy to come on. Thank you to the live chat for being respectful as always. And thanks for having me on and may the best team win, mate. It's going to be a cracker on Friday.
Yep. So like I said there, just make sure you do go and check out CJ Moxley's YouTube channel. I'll put a link in the description down below. And also, guys, thanks for tuning in. thanks for watching and interacting in the chat and commenting and giving all your questions as well. It's the channel would be out without you guys, so do appreciate that. And it's going to be a real good game on Friday night. I can't wait for it. And yeah, look, I'm looking forward to it. I really am. And go the Warriors Friday night. And cheers everyone for watching. And make sure you do like the live stream. Make sure you click the thumbs up on the live stream if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you are a new viewer and you haven't done so. Do all the following, share, do everything, and we'll see you all soon. Cheers everyone for watching. Have a good night.